project was really born from an opportunity that came with the demolition of the old buildings at LACMA for the construction of this new building. And when I heard it was going to happen, I asked them if I could have access to the demolition and construction site. So for 5.5 years, I collected materials from the site. And for me, LACMA is an important institution, but it's also an important site in the center of the city, and the tar pits, and the fact that it's this kind of oozing, living history of the city that is millions of years old, geologically speaking, and then tens of thousands of years old, biologically speaking. And then above that, LACMA is 60 years old, and there's 60 years of architectural history, including like real modernist, mid-century, the original buildings, which were being demolished for this new Peter Zunkler building. So there's this kind of extruded connection to the land and culture. And also that LACMA is an encyclopedic museum and really represents all of the communities that have lived in this city and do live in the city. So it's this super interesting place for me. So anyway, I collected all these materials without any real concept of what I was going to do with them, and slowly it came into focus, and I started making these things that I call seeds. And the idea was that they felt as if they also sort of bubbled up from the ground, from the tar pits, from the site. And then the next step was the stuff that's here in this room that I call weeds, that they just sort of felt like they grew from the seeds from the site, pushed further up through the institution. And there's no specific cultural references to the forms there. I just studied the collection. I looked at 1 million pictures of what they had, and then I closed my eyes and started making forms. And so there, you can see all sorts of cultural references in those pots or not. Some are multi-referential, some are just abstractly referential. And then the materials were used to make the glazes. Also I blow stuff into the kiln when it's super hot to change the environment, so the surfaces respond to that. And then in many cases, there are actual pieces of demolished buildings or stuff from the new building incorporated into the pieces.